We just want to highlight that Shafdan is part of Mekorot.
Yes.
So we've just heard from 5 inspiring startups poised to make a difference. And now we have the privilege of hearing from 3 remarkable leading companies, women who are leading companies or key sectors that are already making a difference on a global scale. Before October 7th, Israel had just started really realizing that climate change was an issue. As we prepared for COP28, the conversation shifted toward emission reduction, solar power implementation, and more. However, the dialogue, of course, has shifted again. But as Israel fights Hamas, the world continues to grapple with extreme weather events, posing risks and substantial economic burdens. Even as we navigate the current crisis, the imperative to address the climate crisis remains. So this panel will delve into it. Galit, I want to start with you. Can you talk about the significance of water recycling in Israel, particularly in the context of sustainability and agricultural development, considering the challenges posed by growing population and, of course, climate change?
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Very happy to be here. And you said challenges, so we have many challenges. We're Israel, yeah? And we're situated in a semi-arid area. And we also have a big desert in the southern part. So water isn't abundant here. This is the first thing. Now let's talk about population growth. Okay, so the US, from 2022 to 2023, they had a population growth of 0.5%. Okay? Here in Israel, it's much, much higher. Okay? We are actually having 2% population growth in Israel, meaning we need a lot of water. We need a lot of food, okay? So these are the challenges. So how do we target them? So water is, of course, important, and recycling water will enable us to conserve a little bit of the fresh water we have. And fresh water, let's talk about fresh water. We don't have much of it because we're having climate change and we're having very extreme rain events. So the recharge of our fresh water or the aquifers is also very limited, and it's becoming worse and worse each year. So recycling water, taking water, wastewater, that we treat anyway, because we have to. We have regulations, and we need to take it out to the environment, so it's very important. So taking this treated water and bringing it to another level of quality, and then recycling it, well, this enables us to conserve water and to be ready more for the future. Okay, so think of it today, about more than 50% of our water demand goes to agriculture, and about half of it today is recycled water, meaning that we're saving 600 million cubic meters because we're recycling water. So that's the importance.
Wow. So sitting next to me, I have another woman who's very into recycling, not water, but plastics. Plastics are produced in the millions. They're used globally, all over, for packaging, for construction. But unfortunately, a significant portion of this plastic ends up as waste. It clutters our landfills, it pollutes our ocean, and it harms our wildlife. Tell me, what are the challenges and how can we solve them?
Thank you for inviting me. So the challenge is not only the volume of plastic waste. The challenges are contamination, variety of plastics. Each polymer needs to recycle in different methods, the low quality and economical viability. So, however, the progress of sorting technology and innovative recycling methods and policy support may help us go over these barriers. Recently, Carmel Olefins, the latest innovative sustainable project in Carmel Olefins, is to produce green polymer based on used cooking oil instead of fossil polymer based on the crude oil. So this is allowing us to produce green polymer, biocircle polymer based on waste, high quality polymer suitable for all application, regulation, including food contact applications. And this is a truly a circular economy plastics.
Incredible again. And sitting next to me on my left is Ina Braverman from EcoWave. EcoWave recently became the first project of its kind to connect to the energy grid, in your case, in the port of Jaffa. Can you share with us about the significance of this project? How does the milestone reflect Israel's progress and challenges in integrating sustainable technologies into its infrastructure, especially given the recent report by the comptroller, which made it look like we're not doing so well?
So, hi everybody. So, first of all, our company does clean electricity from ocean and sea waves. And just in August 2023, we connected our first Israeli project to the Israeli national grid, which is the first time in Israel history that clean electricity from the waves is actually being used by houses. So people next to Jaffa Port can operate their washing machine or their television through the power of the waves, which is pretty cool. Is Israel doing enough? I think Israel is a country, it is the startup nation, it is the land of opportunities, but it's also the country that needs a little push. And I'll give an example. When we wanted to open the Jaffa Port power station, I applied, it was a long time ago, I applied for funding for the chief scientist of the energy ministry. And I came there and they looked at me and they said, we have solar, we have wind, why do we need wave? No, you don't get the money, bye. And, you know Israeli, so it's like... Then I came a second time, I go, I still want to build a project, can you give me the funding? They go like, nah, forget it. Then I came a third time and they said, take the money, just build it already. So, and it's a true story. So, and the lady that decided to give the money was actually a female, Dr. Bracha Khalaf. She was heading back then. So, women
Makes sense.
In position is good. So what I'm saying that Israel wants to do innovation. Israel likes innovation, but Israel is afraid many times to be the first one, which I know is contradictory, but it happens. So I think we are trying to do better. We're definitely not doing enough. We're not meeting the 2030 targets or, the Paris Climate Agreement or anything of that sort. But, we're off to a good start.
Thank you. Well, it's interesting when you mentioned the Paris Climate Agreement because the last report showed that we will hit around 12% by 2030 when our goal is 27. So we're quite behind when it comes to solar. But where we are leading is actually in only one area and in the entire world. We are the leaders when it comes to water. And luckily we have here today Galit to talk more about that so that we can counter the solar challenges. So water technology is one of our strengths. Share with us your insights into the operational and environmental benefits of what you're doing. When we spoke in advance of the event, you actually mentioned that Shafdan works on cleaning dirty water really well, really quickly, and it's also safe to release back into the environment. How does that all work, and is that really helping the country?
Okay. Well, dirty water is a good definition for wastewater. It is dirty. It's the flushing of the toilets. It's the kitchen water. It's the shower water. So it's very dirty. And we do wastewater treatment facilities. They clean this dirty water, and they bring it to a good quality level. But if I have to speak about Mekorot and the Shafdan and what we're doing, I can outline 3 benefits that we do. First one is we take this treated water and then we give it another step. It's a natural step. It's called a SAT. It's a soil aquifer treatment. So this treated stream is then infiltrated to the aquifer. It stays there, and then we draw it through wells, and then we push it for agriculture through a national carrier, reclaimed water carrier, to the southern part of Israel. This enables agriculture. So this is good for food security. This is good for occupation for the people in the south. So this is great. This is one. Second thing that we do, we actually produce 70% of our electricity by bacteria. So this is a very sustainable way to operate all the system or the facility. And the third thing is will be applicable in the future, but the very near future, is we're actually going to do extraction of nutrients out of this treated effluents, and we're going to create granules of fertilizers, which is actually an industrial product, which will be sold. So there are 3 benefits from this very contaminated water.
Thank you. So we're out here at a conference that is focused on technology and innovation. Ina, I want to talk to you a little bit about the aspects of women and technology and innovation. Tell me about your experience in the tech sector and navigating the business relationships both as a woman and with countries since October 7th who might not be so friendly with us.
So I'll divide it to two parts. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Being a female entrepreneur definitely adds an additional layer of difficulty, especially in the energy industry. According to a study by Ernst Young, only 5% of the executives in the world in the energy industry are women. So a lot of the time, in many of the conferences, I'm the only woman in the room. When in 2019 we went public for the first time, and after going public, I was sure that's it. Now I'm gonna be taken seriously. That's it. I'm a Nasdaq. From Israel straight to Nasdaq, it's a big progress. And we took a PR company to help us create awareness around the company. And they made an amazing pitch and an amazing presentation. And when it was over and everybody left, I stayed with one of the most senior ladies in this PR company. And she said, "You really, really want a good advice for the stock market?" I said, "Yes, I'm new here." And she goes, "If you want to be successful, you have to step down from being a CEO, because a woman would never be perceived as an expert, and hire," and I'm quoting, "an older man with white hair." So if somebody's in the crowd... So I didn't step down because I thought to myself, look, if I step down, my children will step down, their children will step down, and then there's a very negative chain of events. So I really think, and I saw these impressive ladies before in the competition, never give up, no matter who tells you no. If it's really your true passion, do it, because passion is the greatest renewable energy source, even more than the waves. And about October 7, a bit separate, I'll say that right now, Muslim countries or countries that are, supporting or semi-supporting what happened by Hamas are not working with us openly, of course. But I'll give, again, a specific example. On 7th of October happened this horrible, horrible crime. And on the 12th of October, Qatar Energy Company contacted us for collaboration. So I guess technology has no borders. They really do want to work with Israel. And I think maybe Israel should put a little bit more effort on the communication to the world, because I'm traveling all over the world and I'm speaking everywhere, and the world does not understand what happened. I was just in an event with Hillary Clinton. I received an award from her. And I wanted to say a sentence, a quote by Albert Einstein. He said, what's dangerous is not the people that do evil, but the people that watch from the side and do nothing about it. And they said, in the practice, they say, "You want to use the word evil? Can you change the quote?" People died, raped. It's not funny what happened, and they don't understand. They think the word evil is too harsh for what happened. And US is our friend. So we should really work on our communication, because everybody wants to work with us.
So last question. Each of you, 60 seconds. We'll start with you, Rotem. Let's talk about innovation. What are the next steps in your respective fields for innovation?
Okay, so recycling. Recycling plastic is part of the Bazan Group strategy. We set some measurable goals. To reach 15% of green polymers in 2025 and 30% of green polymers in 2030 out of our portfolio. It's unlike the linear traditional economy, make, use, dispose. We are talking about the circular economy, aims to close the loop, and So we are talking about recycling. If we will take, for example, a hummus package, okay? We will put it in the garbage. The garbage will go to the sorting facility, and then we will sort it with other plastic package, and we will take those plastics, shred it, wash it, and make in Carmel Eco, our recycling company, a new plastic pellets, new high-quality recycled plastic pellets for reuse. So my personal goal is a world where plastic is not a problem, but a part of circular, sustainable cycle.
Incredible. And it's especially important. There was just a recent study that was showing how all of these nanoparticles are getting into our lungs and into our hearts and really causing us to be very sick. So it's very important to our health as well. Ina, innovation.
What Israel can do to promote innovation?
Yeah, let's go. What's the next steps?
So I think definitely more funding, more diversity, because as was said in the very important research, teams that have women in the teams are performing better. More possibilities, more opportunities, less fear to be the first one, because like we're such an amazing country, we're doing so much when we're forced. Like Israel didn't have water and we really got to a stage that it was dangerous. We become the biggest desalination, one of the biggest desalination countries in the world. Israel will have energy problem, they will run to an energy. You don't have to wait for the problem to happen to solve it. Do it, 2 years before.
Amazing. Galit, we've got a lot of innovation already going on at Mekorot, but I know there is a lot more coming down the pipeline. Tell us what's next.
Okay, so yes, we do have an R&D center in Mekorot and also going a process of expansion now. So we talked about it. We need more water. In my sector, I'm talking about my water and food. We need more water. We need more food. That means that we have to treat the water to high quality effluent, low land consumption of these treatment. So this is what we're focusing on. This is what we're doing now in our R&D center, looking for the next treatment to bring the water to a very high quality, drinking water quality, also almost drinking quality, and then using it for irrigation. So it'll be ready for the future and this massive population growth and all the needs that we need to fulfill.
Thank you all so much.